Welcome to the lecture series of Basic Electronics Engineering. The subject code is ECE 102. I am Dr. Richa Sharma, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Punjabi University, Patiala. The topic of today's video lecture is load line. Here in this video lecture we will cover what is load line, what do you mean by the DC load line and AC load line. Here I am showing you the output characteristics of a transistor. When the output characteristics of a transistor are considered, the curves looks like as shown in this figure. Here in this figure on the x-axis we are having VEC. This is our called collector voltage. This is our collector ammeter voltage, and this is IC, means the collector current. This figure shows the output characteristics between collector current IC and collector voltage VCE for the different values of IB. These are the constant values and every curve is having different value. This IB1 is having some value, this IB2 is having some value, this is having some another value. So these are the different curves which we are obtained at the different values. This is the output characteristics of a transistor. Okay, so every transistor is having the input characteristics as well as the output characteristics. When the input characteristics are those where we are having the input voltage and input current, that are called input characteristics. When we are having the output voltage and output current, that is called output characteristics. And in all the graphs we are having the three regions. The first region is cutoff region. This is our cutoff region. Second region is saturation region. This is our saturation region from here to here. This is our saturation region, and the region between this saturation and the cutoff region, that is called active region. Means that if our characteristics are the characteristics of the amplifier are in active region, then it works efficiently, otherwise it will not work. How? That I will explain later on this lecture. Okay, so here we are discussing what do you mean by the load line. When a value for the maximum possible collector current is considered, means when we are considering the maximum value of the collector current, means IC maximum is considered, that point will be present on the y-axis, because on the y-axis we are having the collector current, and for the load line we are considering IC maximum. So this point is our IC maximum. How this point comes, I will discuss. Okay, so this is nothing but saturation point, because we are considering, I have told you that this region is our saturation region. So the point is in the saturation region, that is why this is called saturation point. Okay, as well as when the value of the maximum possible collector ammeter voltage is considered. Now on the x-axis we are having the voltage, collector ammeter voltage. Okay, when we are considering the maximum value of VCE maximum value, this is our maximum VCE maximum value on the x-axis, that is our cutoff point. Why cutoff point? Because this is on the cutoff region. Okay, that's why I am explaining the three regions: cutoff region, saturation region and the active region. The point in the cutoff region is called cutoff point. The point in the saturation region is called saturation point, and the if some point comes under the active region, that called active region point. Okay. When we join this saturation point A and this cutoff point B, maximum value of IC and maximum value of voltage across collector meter point, when we join these 2 points, a line is created that is called load line. Okay. When a line is drawn joining these 2 points, such line can be called as load line. This is called as it is symbolized the output at the load. Why this is called load line? Because we are considering the load at these points. This line, when drawn over the output characteristics, makes contact with a point called operating point or quiescent point or simply Q point. When we join this line A to B point, it touches the curves, these curves which are our curves of IB current. So it makes the contact with these points. So these contact points are called operating points. But we have to choose best operating point that we will discuss later on. So the touching point or the contact point of the IB current curve and this load line is called our Q point. Okay. So from here we understand the concept of load line. Okay. The load line is drawn by joining the saturation and cutoff point. As I have told you, we are having the 3 regions: saturation region, cutoff region, and when we join the saturation point and the cutoff point, the load line is created. This region that lies between these two is the linear region. We are having the straight line. A transistor acts as a good amplifier in the linear region. Transistors are used for the amplification purpose. Amplification means if we are giving this signal, it amplifies the signal, increases the amplitude of the signal. They are called the amplifiers. If this load line is drawn only when DC biasing is given to the transistor but no input signal is given, understand this, you know the DC biasing, as in the diodes I have told you that we are having the forward biasing and the reverse biasing. When we are having the batteries DC voltage source, they are called DC biasings. When we are having the AC voltage source, they are called AC biasings. So if the line is drawn only when DC biasing is given to the transistor but no input signal is applied, then such a load line is called DC load line. Here I am telling you the difference between the load lines. We are having 2 load lines, AC load line and DC load line. What is DC load line? When the DC biasing is used, that is called DC load line, whereas the load line drawn under the condition when the input signal along with the DC voltage are applied, such a line is called AC load line. Okay, we are discussing AC load line and DC load line one by one in the next slides. Okay, now we are discussing DC load line. This is the diagram. This is the diagram for the amplifier. Here we are having the DC biasing. These are the biasings, and here we are applying the signal. If we are applying the signal, we are giving this AC. Okay, but now what we are saying that we are not having any signal here. So no signal is applied. When transistor is given, the biasing is applied but no signal is given. Okay, when the transistor is given the bias and no signal is applied, at its input. The load line drawn under such condition can be understood as DC condition. Here will be no amplification as the signal is absent, because we are not giving any input signal, so this amplifier is not amplifying any signal. So this is the diagram for the amplifier. Okay, now this is the load line, DC load line. As I have told you that we are having the 2 points, A point and B point. A point is the maximum collector current and B point is maximum voltage across collector emitter voltage. Now how we will get these values we will discuss here. The value of the collector emitter voltage, this is the equation for the collector emitter voltage. This is the collector emitter voltage which we find in this equation by applying KVL. Okay, so VCC and RC, this VCC and RC are the fixed values. Okay, and this equation is first degree equation, hence this straight line on the output characteristics we are obtaining, this is called DC load line. Okay, so this line, this diagram tells us about how we are getting the DC load line. Now we are discussing how we are getting the value of A and B from this equation. Okay, now we are discussing how we obtain the point A. First we will discuss how we will get this point A. Now when collector emitter voltage VCE is 0, the collector current is maximum, because we say that this point is obtained when this IC is maximum. Okay, so it means that VCE equals to 0. So and VCC upon RC, this gives the maximum value of VC. We put the value in this equation. VC value is 0. Okay, VCC minus IC RC. From here we find the value of IC. This is VCC upon IC. Okay, when we are having the maximum value, we want to find out IC max. It means that VCE is equals to 0. When we put this thing in this equation, we are getting IC is equals to VCC upon RC. Okay, this gives the point A, means OA. This is OA is equals to VCC upon RC on the collector current axis as shown in this figure. Now next we will find how we are getting this B point. When the collector current, now look at this, now here on the x-axis the collector current is 0, the collector emitter voltage is maximum and will be equal to VCC. How? We put the in this value, VCC is equals to VCC minus IC RC. Now we said that IC is equals to 0. We put it equals to 0 and we will get VCE is equals to VCC. So this gives us the B point. Okay, so when we join this A and B, we will get the DC load line, because we talked about the DC biasing. Hence we got both the saturation and cutoff point determined and learned that the load line is a straight line, so DC load line can be drawn. So this is how we are finding the value of A and value of B, and by joining this we are getting load line. Which load line? DC load line. Okay, so next AC load line. The DC load line discussed in the last topic analyzes the variation of collector current and voltage when no AC voltage is applied. what we did, we varies the collector currents and the voltages, but we are not applying AC voltage at the input. But in the case of AC load line, whereas the AC load line gives the peak to peak voltage or the maximum possible output swing for a given amplifier. For the AC load line, we are applying the input signal. Okay, so this is the equivalent diagram of a CE amplifier. CE means collector emitter amplifier. This is the graph representing the AC load line, which is drawn between saturation and cutoff points. Okay, so how we will get this saturation and cutoff points? From these equations. This is saturation current, IC saturation, this is A point, and this is cutoff point, B point. So these are the equations which represents the equations for saturation point and cutoff point. Now, what is the difference between AC and DC load line? This line, okay, this is my AC load line, and another color, let's say black, and this is my DC load line. So both the lines are having the different slopes. When AC and DC load lines are represented in a graph, it can be understood that they are not identical, they are not same. Both of these lines intersect at the Q point, where the AC load line and DC load line intersect each other. That point is called quiescent point or the Q point. So this is called the Q point, which we will discuss in the next video lecture in detail. Okay, it is understood that the Q point is obtained when the value of the base current, means this AC or DC load line, when cuts these curves of the base current at one point, that is called our Q point. So this is all about your today's lecture, and in the next video lecture we will discuss the Q point in the detail, and hope you understand this lecture. Thank you very much.